Alright, so here's another layout. I fly into the city in New York, stay at Darren House, right? Darren can't even deny the fact when I got to the airport, or the police officer that was there at the damn airport was shook. He was like, oh shit, it's real. Difference is, I didn't say nothing. I just remember how cops act. Something was alarming. Long story short. Either way, Darren picked me up, took me to the crib, right? I transferred over jobs, but it, like I said, it was just mad uncomfortable. He had a fucking 6-foot cannabis tree in the backyard in 2008. 2 of them shits. I can't beat that shit. That's a guaranteed sentence. But I don't live there, but I'm trying to move in, but not moving. You get what I'm saying? But the person who actually owned the original residence, she wouldn't approve of it, despite the fact of being Jamaican. She knows that's a green card. That's just how stupid it was. But either way, I'm going back into the fourth to working or whatever, but I left the transaction alone because I'm in New York. I didn't have to do it no more. Is that what you wanted? Me in New York? Okay, so I'm there now. I got out of that situation, and they put me right back in a different one. So, next thing I know, they broke. And I'm like, how? They're like, yo, like, what can I say? They're in arrears, stacks on deck. And they got, like, a redundancy of bills. And when you saw the apartment, it was hoarded. Like, literally hoarded. And I know you found so many holes of rodents and rat shit and all of that shit. Because literally, if you went through the trash, they did go through the trash because they pulled the CDs out. But if you went through the trash, literally, it had to been at least 2 centimeters inch thick worth of shit from 97 until 2008. If not, it was actually before 97 until 2008 that she never cleaned under the stove. That's sepsis. That's rat shit. The moment I pulled that shit up, the rat came. So, like, rodent rat, not like person snitching or some shit like that. But either way, I gotta make this quick because this shit be taking forever in the day to download. And I ain't talking about Freddie Gibbons forever in the day, but like, that was a tone that or a phrase I would use is forever in the day. So, I see the kids and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? The difference is why I'm recording and tell you the story. It may be a little out of order, just a hair, but it's too many psych outs. I can't remember everything and say that the drug didn't affect me. It didn't affect me. That'd be a lie. So, I see the kids. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I see Samantha and I'm like, oh shit, okay. So that's Casey. The other Casey, David Shan's Casey. And then I see, what do I see? I see Kensia. But Kensia was different. Like, Kensia was going to tell me that she was pregnant after graduation, but she forgot how she came to graduation. Literally, like, if you ever seen a girl with a tattoo on their thigh and they say they like to get high, this girl was literally that high. Like, if she would have bent over and, like, touched her toes, like, literally, you'd have saw everything under there. She had on some or not. But difference is, that's my graduation, and she's in college. I broke up with her after that. So, after that, what did I do after I broke up with Kenzie? But that's high school. I went on to DD, and it just went to shit. But I was with Lee already. I had moved out the house. I went back in the house because the graduation. They flew in. My grandmother and my aunt and my dad's sister flew in from Florida and New York and everything like that to see me graduate. They got mad at the fact that I didn't invite nobody else, but it was a closed graduation. I can't do nothing about that. It's a limitation. Like, it was in a facility in which it had an occupancy max. It wasn't on a football field or nothing like that. So they was already pissed at me because I didn't invite them. That was one thing. I said, fuck it. So back to 2008, I'm at 428 right now. Still going though. Gotta beat it before 10. So back in New York, I'm chilling. And before I leave Darren House to move out, I was fucking up with the money, but I went back to Atlanta, and that was just shit. I bought 2 first-class flights, but Shawnee made me miss my first flight. Ain't that some shit? So, I told you about that happening because I wrote it. I get to the airport and Shawnee like, yo, like, you leaving? And I'm like, yeah, I gotta go. I got a job. But the difference is, she acting like she looking for something. She's sitting at the Delta checkout like, I know this nigga ain't about to buy a first class ticket in front of me, but I did. And that's what she said. What she said? She said, oh, you want to sling the cocky? And I'm like, yo, how the fuck am I cocky if my mother's dead and that's her money? But I didn't say nothing. I just dubbed it. I started talking back to all my exes indirectly but directly. Numbers really didn't change, but they did, but it didn't. So Chanel's talking some shit. Jasmine was a couple years later after the first psych out, but the value of it was just the fact that, like, literally, like, I couldn't understand how they got so rude and disrespectful. Like, I hope, but the difference is when I started listening to music and I said Slender, I was like, yo, you can't be telling me that shit went like that. And that's how that shit went. That shit went just like that. They told me everything everybody fucking did. And I was like, wow, that's some shit. So I'm in the house and I'm looking at my kids and I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna make this beat. I made one beat and literally they psyched me to remove that shit. But they psyched for when I was in Kentucky, not Kentucky, but Albany, when I was at my computer and I hit this, what is it, a psychic. But the difference is, they forced me to move. Like, I can't define it because I didn't want to push it, but it did it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So either way, Get Out came out and I'm like, okay, so I know Solange. Solange's MTV's one of their producers on the back end, but I'm not gonna give you her spelling. I spelled it, but I ain't gonna spell it for you. But either way, I'm sitting there like, yo, like, okay, I could put how T.I. could fit into the equation, and I could fit how Lee fit in the equation, and like the equation matched perfectly as a guarantee. The difference was, I read a psychology book and what they were already doing before I even got there. So it was a test. Difference is, they drunk all the damn white rum already. They put water in that shit or something, because nobody can literally drink that much white rum and literally not pass out. And that's why I poured so much of that shit in there. Difference is, I use fruit punch as what you're supposed to do as a Jamaican, is use fruit punch, but there's a different fruit punch for everyone. It's still other shit you gotta put in it, because it's that fucking potent. You can't put a lot in it at all. It's overproof. It's moonshine, indirectly speaking, but it's a different moonshine from a different island. So basically, I'm like, all right. They like, yo, he acting funny. He dissing himself. He antisocial. He keep punching the door. And I'm like, what she said? She said she just wanted to make you look stupid. Difference was, you ain't even telling me that they're my kids or not. But what she said they somebody else's kids, right? Said that shit comfortably, but came back in the house bawling. Yo, ask this bitch, excuse my language, how much snot she had coming out her damn nose, but how bad her allergies are. That's how you know I ain't lying. That shit literally went from, what did Drake say? She's only 5'2". Get that shit. From her height down to my damn shit, with right here was just snot dripping because she was crying. Difference is, she didn't even cry like that for my fucking mother. No comment. Good luck with that one. So, like I said, great grandma had a check. Yolanda had a check, and it's time running thin. Last one, Sonia. I knew her number though, but difference is, she told me a number, but I don't know if she spent it or not. It didn't matter though. The value was the fact that it related to what something that was supposed to be a gift as a curse. So, long story short, I didn't get how she worked all those hours at Florence Nightingale and literally could make what she made, but literally, I don't know. I can't explain this shit. I really can't. So, after the first psych out, long story short, I know she said I was doing some shit in the room. It didn't matter though. The value is the fact that it was a setup. Every time that I wanted to go into the bathroom and do some shit while I had the test, that's the thing. The test was fucked with me. Every time I went into the bathroom and came out or shower or anything, there was one right in there. And I'm like, yo, I gotta clean. And I didn't want, it's not the fact that I didn't want to tell them. I wanted to take another one to verify. Difference is, they make me feel comfortable to verify because there's just too much shit going on around me that makes too much sense that you may know on the outside. But me, I'm putting it together. And I'm like, yo, you gotta be fucking kidding me. But Campaign sold it already. The cover up. So like I said, the last statement I made to myself before the hell really kicked in, I can make peace with God. But I know I'm gonna come out on top. No comment.